Good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And this is a reality check for the rest of the world. You know, the government and these little idiots in the EFF like Julius Malema continue to blame Jan van Riebeck for the issues at Eskom. They blame apartheid for the issues in the municipalities today. Everything is blamed on pre-1994. I mean, every friggin' thing you can think of. Here's a reality check. You know, South Africa today is a basket case. It took only 25 years for this ANC government to bring it down to its knees. And look, it's self-evident. Even though the fake news, the mainstream media are not talking about it, it's there. The evidence is there. You just have to Google and you see what's happening in South Africa. It's a complete basket case. And when you got people like Ramaphosa strutting around the stage and saying, "Oh, look at me! Look at me!" He just makes me friggin' sick. And as 2IC, the commander-in-chief of the EFF, Julius Malema, is walking around blaming white monopoly capitalism for all the ills of South Africa today. Of course, it's got nothing to do with corruption, has it? No. You know, it just shows how uneducated these politicians are in reality. The EFF looted VBS Bank through Shivambu and through Malema. Billions of rand just went gone out of municipalities when that place went belly up. And municipalities today, well, they're in a very, very bad position. Thanks to Julius Malema and the EFF. They were instrumental behind that. But now guess what? They're pointing the finger. This is a hypocrisy. They're pointing the finger at the ANC and saying, Ramaphosa, the ANC is corrupt. You know what? I point one finger at you, and there are three fingers pointing back at me. That says something. You know, South Africa is a complete basket case today. And what happened? Let's go back 25 years. Okay, let's go back 25 years. We have state-owned enterprises like the SABC, Eskom, Denel. There's so many of them. I mean, I just run out of things to say. They were all running profitably. They were all making profits, which meant that the tax base was relieved by the profit that these state-owned enterprises were earning. Bring in the ANC and their corruption. Zuma, state capture with the Guptas, all this sort of crap that goes on. And even before that, with the Defense Force, even when Mandela was actually the president, you know, what the ANC have done in 25 years is completely F over the entire country. Now, it's funny how an increasingly smaller number of whites who live in South Africa are still being kind of pushed out there as the problem. How can a population of about 4 million white people in a country that has about 60 million people living in it be the issue? Look at the Zondo Commission. Huge amounts of corruption going on. Look at Cyril Ramaphosa. claims of money laundering by the public protector. And we know she's a bit sus, but, this is what's happening. It's tribalism. What's happening in South Africa is the idea of democracy is going. It's becoming a tribal situation. I would not be surprised if in the next 10 years you don't have a traditional Westminster parliamentary system in South Africa. I would not be surprised if you have the tribes like the Zulus and the Xhosas and all their splinter groups all fighting each other and all doing their own thing, because what's happening right now is South Africa is imploding. It's just falling apart at the seams. It is just completely collapsing. When you've got people burning down schools where you get an education, when you've got people burning down libraries where you learn about what the world is about, when you get people burning down clinics, which is where you get yourself sorted out when you're sick, you realize there's something very, very wrong in that community. And that is exactly what is happening in South Africa today, is these idiots. I don't know how else to put it. The old L factor, the logic factor, it's completely missing in action. You take the riots that are going on all over South Africa about service delivery, okay? Let me just give you the background to this, because I know a lot of you from South Africa, but there are people who watch this channel who are not. Service delivery means people delivering water, electricity, and looking after sewage free of charge in most cases. How the heck do you do that? You got a magical grandma who comes down and says, I'll look after all the expenses. Don't worry about all the cost. I'll look after all that. Everything for free, which is the EFF's standard bearer. Free education, free electricity, free housing, land, free land, everything for free. And we will just expropriate it from the white people. F the white people. They were the invaders. They were the people who effed us over, weren't they? Yeah, when they came here in 1652, they completely did us over. Well, here's a reality check. Here's a friggin' reality check. Mr. Julius Malema, you and your kind were anywhere near west of Lesotho. And there's a very good reason for that, because you had cattle, and for those cattle, and also you had crops, for those crops to survive, you had to have a certain amount of rainfall. And the rainfall west of that was not sufficient. So you never came into that area. And for you to claim that the white people who actually settled that area brought in things like the wheel that you'd never even heard of, and put down boreholes and put up windmills so they could draw water from underneath the ground so they could irrigate land which you guys had never even thought of. This is a wake-up call for people like Julius Chicken Man Malema. You guys were nowhere near 90% of South Africa. It was the Khoi San people, the original landowners, who actually populated very, very scantily. There weren't many of them, but they still populated this area. There wasn't a Xhosa or a Zulu to be seen west of Lesotho. You guys were all east. Now you're claiming that through expropriation of land without compensation, that you guys were kicked off the land. That's absolute bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. Oh my God, I am just so pissed off with this whole thing. And you got Cyril Ramaphosa going there to Saudi Arabia with his brother-in-law who has this big tie-up with renewable energy, And they're getting these 130 billion rands coming into South Africa to go and what's going on there? You know, the average black African is living in more abject poverty today than he was pre-1994. For those black Africans who are over 50 years old, I challenge any one of you to question what I'm saying right now. This ANC government has totally done you over. You know, the bank accounts of people like Ramaphosa and Ace Magashula and Jacob Zuma, oh my gosh, are they looking healthy? But not in South African rands. They've moved their money overseas. Their money is sitting there in foreign banks, and when the shit hits the fan in South Africa, guess who's going to be the first little Mickey Mouse who will run out of the country? These assholes who are claiming to be your heroes. They are a complete scam. They are the emperor without clothes. They are a complete disgrace. That is the reality in South Africa, guys. You have got a completely disrupted government, a completely bullshit government running the country and claiming to know what they're doing. You have to look no further than the Parliament. Look at the last week with the EFF in Parliament, fighting about what language is going to be used in Parliament, while Cape Town is in absolute chaos because of the gangs, because of the crime. Now the bloody Defence Force has got to go there to try and sort it out, and they haven't done it. How long does it take for you to actually get the Defence Force into those areas to sort it out? They've been there nearly a week and they're still not there. You know, they're sitting around on their bums and doing absolutely nothing. This is a crazy situation. South Africa is in a complete abyss. And, you know, the two things that are killing South Africa are BEE and triple B, double E. And I have just heard through the grapevine that Cyril Ramaphosa is now bringing in a new level of triple B, double E, which is going to impact on companies on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And if you're not BEE compliant, well, get the hell out of here. That's the point of view. They are completely destroying the country under your feet. They have no idea what they're doing. And the smooth-talking Ramaphosa is the man who penned the 1993 document, and if you want a copy of it, where he says, we're going to boil these whites over slowly, just email me. I'll put my email below. I've sent it to hundreds of people. It's now friggin' all over the internet. Never ever been questioned. This is a document penned by Cyril Ramaphosa before 1994, where he talks about how they are going to undermine and destroy the white minority population in South Africa. It is absolutely disgusting. This was going on when we were talking about the Rainbow Nation. This wonderful Rainbow Nation where everybody would live and work together. And you know what? The great tragedy is that the assholes who are in on this complete and utter divisive and deceitful campaign are not the majority of black Africans. Most black Africans, I am sure, would love for the stability and for the actual lifestyle they had pre-1994. But what you've now got is you've got a few, and look, they might number 1 million people, okay? But when you take over 50 million black Africans, that's a minority. It's about 2% of the population who are living the lifestyle. And they're the ones who you see out there in the papers and talking and all this sort of shit. And you know what they've got? They've got black privilege. Malema talks about white privilege. I talk about black privilege. Black privilege is where You get a job because, guess what? The white fellow who is eminently more capable of doing that job is unable to get that position because of the color of his skin. Now, if that's not friggin' racism, what the hell is? Where the hell is the rest of the world on this? You know, that is racism. It's the color of the skin that's stopping people getting work in South Africa. That's why we have these huge white impoverishment camps where you've got people who are engineers, they're doctors, they're mechanics, they're all sorts of careers, and they're sitting in these bloody camps because of BEE. And you just have to look at what's happening to construction in South Africa. You have to look at, you don't have to go, you can just point at anything and you will see they're all going to hell in a basket because of the ANC government, because of the racist policies, including things like BEE and triple B, double E. And now, on top of it all, like Zimbabwe, we all know where Zimbabwe went, they're wanting to expropriate land without compensation. This is absolutely friggin' lunacy. You know, this shows the IQ of someone who is, I don't even want to go there. Okay, I don't even want to go there. But, you know, the retribution, the actual way they're dealing with what was supposed to be a rainbow nation under Mandela is just appalling. Now, guys, look, I'm going to leave it there because I'm getting really pissed off now because I just see that Durban, plague of rats. Cape Town, they've got to bring in the army to sort out the gangs. And here they are saying that they're going to be getting millions of tourists into South Africa. Good luck with that. I'd rather go to friggin' somewhere like the Sudan or somewhere like Syria. It's probably safer right now. You know, these guys are in a total different world. They're just off their heads. They talk bullshit the whole time. And their master bullshitter is Hippo Eyes. Yes, Cyril Ramaphosa. Hippo Eyes. Oh, has he got a special place in hell, believe me. Anyway, guys, look, I'm going to leave it there. I've had a bit of a rant. I had to get this off my chest. And please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for updates. And have a great day. Bye for now.